and welcome to the Sugar Bell Review, a program dedicated to learning about the people, places, and policies that make up the Bellbrook-Sugarcreek community. Tonight we have with us Jenness Sigman, who is going to be talking to us about the Bellbrook-Sugarcreek Education Foundation. Would you like to tell me what it is? Because I'm not really sure.
Okay, well, it all started, just to give you a little history, as most people know in our community, finances is always an issue with the school district. As a district that does not receive much money from the state, we're dependent upon our taxpayers. So money's always been a little bit tight and does not allow us to afford some of the extras that might happen in an education program. So clear back in 1997, the district had a strategic planning committee, and the finance committee said we want to find new ways to finance some of these things for our district. So in 2001, the Bellbrook-Sugarcreek Education Foundation was created.
Okay.
It's run by trustees that are all community members. So it was a way to provide supplemental financing for our students and staff, not using taxpayer dollars.
It's all through donations.
Yes.
Okay. So it's fully funded by taxpayers, but in the sense that it's not a tax, it's what we choose to give.
Well, and it's not just taxpayers. We have several ways of generating funds for our program. We do direct donations, and many of our teachers donate themselves or other employees of the district. Community members donate. We have people leave memorial gifts or legacy gifts when someone's passed away. We have alumni that donate as well, and we do fundraisers.
Okay. And what fundraisers is your biggest?
Well, our main one, we do one a year. We didn't want to do a bunch of little ones, so we do one. It used to be a spirited affair, and we did a refresh this past year and called it Funtober Fall Fest.
Okay.
And it will take place on October 18th at the Bellbrook Middle School. But we get a lot of corporate sponsors to help create money for this as well. But then we had fun activities. Our whole thing was just to get the community out there and tell them a little bit more about the foundation. So we've had a bouncy house. I had a haunted house, a haunted hallway. We had pumpkin decorating, costume contest. We have live entertainment. Some of our students that have rock bands came and played. And
that sounds like fun.
It was just a nice family fun day that was not expensive to bring our community members together. But at the same time, we raised some funds for the foundation.
And now what exactly does the foundation do? Because I know we've discussed how it participates with the school. Would you like to explain a little bit more about how those donations are used within the school district?
Okay, well, there's really three facets. One, we have scholarships, and we have a lot of community members who have started scholarship funds. One of the first one was the Tony Ernst Memorial Scholarship. Tony was a graduate from Bellbrook High School in 1991 and unfortunately passed away tragically at the young age of 27. So his family started the Tony Ernst Memorial Scholarship. So they do money and they put it into our foundation's account through Green Giving. I do want to clarify that none of the money goes to the school district. It's all through the Green Giving, which is the Greene County Foundation.
Okay.
And so we have different scholarships named after people, and they determine the recipients. They can, or if they want the school district to do it. We've since the inception have given over $500,000 in scholarship money to Bellbrook graduates for their college endeavors.
Wow.
So that's one part of it.
That's amazing.
Another thing is we do capital improvements. For example, a lot of our classrooms, the acoustics were hard for our students to hear the teachers. So through the BSEF, they donated money to put in sound enhancement systems in the classroom so the teachers could wear a microphone and there'd be speakers in the classroom so the students could hear their teachers better. So we do capital improvements.
Okay.
But lastly is we do teacher grants. So a teacher will apply for funding for maybe they want to do a special field trip or buy equipment for their classroom that's outside what the principal could afford in their budget.
Okay.
Let me give you an example. Most of our seventh graders every year go to the Dayton Challenger Center where they do a mission to Mars. It's a wonderful place. They wear out spacesuits. They go through like they're in a weightless, gravity-free zone, and they enter the spaceship and they do all these science experiments. Well, this is a very expensive program there. It costs about $5,000 a year to send every seventh grader. Well, we could not afford that as a school district, and in fact, field trips usually get cut when we're in funding crisis. So the foundation pays for that. So the teacher applies for the grant, and the foundation pays for all our seventh graders to do that.
That's really amazing. I know Lex came home talking about it, and
That's
we
wonderful.
had pictures of her in her little lab coat. It was really fun.
the other things we've purchased for our high school and the middle school, laser cutters and laser printers, 3D printers. Again, very expensive ticket items that our district just can't afford. And so thanks to teacher grants and through the foundation, we could buy this equipment that takes our school district above and beyond.
Now, how do people find a BSEF in order to donate? Do you guys have a website?
Actually, we're part of the school district's website. If you click under programs, you'll see BSEF. And there it gives our mission statement, our financial statements, and it shows people can donate directly through there. They can always contact me as well. I'm the manager of business for the school district. And again, I just serve as a secretary representing the school district on the board. No money ever goes through our school. It goes directly to Green Giving, and it's all managed by Ed Merriman over there.
How many people are on the board right now?
We have 9 trustees, all community members. Some have children in the district and some do not. Some are graduates, but all do live in the community. And then I serve as the secretary, and then Kevin Liming, who's our school district treasurer, serves as the assistant treasurer. Our president right now for BSEF is Tasha Shoup, community member, and the vice president is Tammy Phillipson, and then Jeff Stahl is the treasurer.
Okay, I've met Tasha and Tammy. They're both lovely women.
Very energetic. It's great.
They're very passionate too about the community. It's beautiful that they could be a part of this and that you were able to help out.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
So how long have you been involved with the program? You said since the beginning?
Well, since its inception, I've been a part of it. I've donated it to myself and attended all the events, but it's also now as part of my job, I serve as secretary. But it's been a great way. I even as a principal, when I was a middle school principal, I applied for things. For example, we had Challenge Day at the middle school. That program cost about $14,000 a year to.
I volunteered last year.
Great program for eighth graders to attend, but it's very expensive. If I had paid for that out of my principal's budget, that would have been a fourth of my budget or a third of my budget. Would have been gone just for that one event. No way could I have afforded that. But through donations, and part of it was BSEF gave me $3,000 towards that every year. I was able to provide that program. So I've been a recipient of things as an educator, and now I'm on the other side as well. But we typically give about up to $40,000 a year out in teachers' grants. So since its inception, it's been about $350,000 has been given back to the students in their classrooms.
And it's all based on various donations and
mostly
things from
donations.
The community.
We're really trying to hit our alumni as well. As they graduate and they think of their wonderful experiences they've had as a Bellbrook student, it'd be great if they want to find a way to give back. This would be a great way to do it. It's a tax-deductible donation because it's through Green Giving Foundation. But it's a nice way to be able to give back and provide beyond what the classroom said, or beyond what we can do as classrooms. One thing, you can give your gift different ways. You can do an unrestricted donation, but you could also designate it for a specific capital improvement. Maybe we have a person who was very passionate about the marching band when they're here, and they'd like to donate equipment to upgrade the sound system or the theater department. They could give a direct donation on how they want that money to be spent.
Okay. So say my kid did theater the whole time and I want to make sure that other kids in the future have an opportunity to do that. And so I could donate and say, I want to make sure that you continue to improve the Bellbrook Auditorium so that the theater program can continue.
Perfect.
Or help it go towards plays. Or I know that they sometimes have the costuming departments. And I know that last time around with Beauty and the Beast was a big production.
Right. So yeah, they could donate and designate how they want that gift to go. And then again, we also have through the legacy and the memorial gifts, you can set up a scholarship fund, or if you want to set up, you want to redo science labs, or in any capacity, anything is appreciated.
So how did the scholarships work? So say I'm getting ready to write my will up, and I want to leave a legacy gift for a scholarship. What do people generally put together for scholarships?
We have a couple ways we'll do it. We have a few scholarships where they've donated a pretty large amount of money. And so through Green Giving, they invest that money, and then the money that's earned off of that is what's given as a scholarship each year. So, and they might set a stipulation that they want it to be, for example, a student going into journalism if the person who died was a passionate journalist or have you. Or it could be unrestricted on who earns that scholarship. So we have some of that. We have others who just donate. They have fundraisers each year, and the proceeds from that fundraiser goes to BSEF, and then they say we'd like to give 6 $500 scholarships or 3 $1,000 scholarships. I can give an example. The Parker Bernard basketball tournament every year is held in memory of a student, Parker, who died when he was a 6th grade student at our district. Very sad situation, but that kid loved basketball. So the parents hold a basketball tournament, and then the proceeds from that, they put in the BSEF foundation, and then they determine who gets scholarships each year in Parker's name.
That's really sweet. It's a lovely way to memorialize a tragedy in a positive light.
Well, and it's a nice way for people who want to remember someone. And again, when you donate it through BSEF, it is tax deductible. So we do have people that would like to give, and then they can get the benefit, of course, of writing off their taxes as well. But it's a way to guarantee your money's going to what you want it to go to, and to remember somebody.
That's really cool. What are your favorite things that you've done over the years, or seen done over the years with BSEF, other than Challenge Day? Because that really is something special.
But there's little things that people may not even realize, like our STEM programs. Unfortunately, right now our elementary STEM program has been cut due to the levy. Hopefully it'll come back with the passage of our levy. But the equipment for that, we developed all these hands-on things so that elementary kids were learning how to code. And they bought the equipment through BSEF funds. Again, expensive equipment, so we could do that through BSEF. A lot of the field trips, Math Pentathlon, we'll pay for that. An organization, I think you've been involved with, the board at school. On Fridays, middle schools would stay after and play board games at school. BSEF just awarded the 2 advisors of that club $500 to buy new board games for their kids.
Awesome.
So again, it's just ways to give the kids an experience that goes a little bit above and beyond. The laser engraver that I was talking about, the middle school STEM program, they actually create the medals that have been given out at the parks races and things like that.
Our exchange student last year made me, it was meant to go on the front of a trophy, but he used the laser cutter and made me best mom for Mother's Day. It was super sweet.
It's wonderful. And because of having that equipment, thanks to BSEF, our kids are seeing firsthand the application of the math and science they've learned. So it really gives our kids a look into their future careers possibly.
Yeah, especially some of the technology-based programs. Obviously, they're all important, but some of the tech skills, I know Lucas has been doing the IED, intro to engineering, and it sounds like some of the equipment from their class has been provided through BSEF because they have the 3D printer. And
right, and that was purchased. I think the big thing is that, and when this was originally created, it was to develop the arts and programs like STEM that the funding's just not there. When money's tight, we go back to the basics, math, language arts, science and social studies, and the arts get hit, as they just did with our most recent levy cuts. So BSEF was a way to keep the arts program strong for our students without using district dollars.
That's really cool. It's nice to know that that is available to the community. I think that there are a lot of people right now that would be grateful to hear that there is something like this available, because I know I just learned about it a couple of weeks ago. So I'm grateful you could come on and spend the time kind of explaining how it works and what it's for.
Yeah, we want to get the word out because our community is extremely generous. And when you look at it, we do an annual report. It's posted on our website, and you can see how much money was brought in and how it's spent through the district's website. And you can see how generous people have been, and the impact on our students has been just wonderful.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds like a lot of the things people may think the school is providing is actually being provided by your foundation. Well, the foundation.
Yeah. And definitely, it's just been through donations. That field trips mainly is the big thing too that we just have not been able to do. Our 8th graders would go to guide camp each year, and that they spend overnight at camp. Unfortunately, they didn't get to this year because of COVID-19. But BSEF contributed $3,000 towards that field trip as well. So again, and some of our students, that's the first time maybe they've stayed away from home in a camp environment, and because of this, they were able to do so.
I guess some opportunities. That it really is an amazing thing that we have available to the schools and to the community, to help them. So thank you so much. We really appreciate you coming on tonight and giving me kind of the how-to, and hopefully the people who are watching now have a little better understanding both on how the school gets some of this equipment and how they can maybe help if they want to try and make sure the school has some things that might not otherwise.
Yeah, I
So-
encourage them to go to our website again and check it out and learn a little bit about it, and call me if you have any questions about it. And don't forget about our fundraiser on October 18th.
That sounds like fun. We'll have to go check it out this year. So thank you so much,
you.
everybody, for joining us this evening. We hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Next week, we will have Greg Pavlak with us, and he will be discussing fishing all around. So we can discuss how that's affecting the community and how we're bringing in kind of more community-based bonding for everybody. So thank you so much, and you have a wonderful evening.